Hey everyone, welcome to my Oculus Quest 2 review, an inside and out full in-depth review including my experience with games, thoughts on Oculus Link versus a Rift S, and much more, so keep on watching. And as always, make sure to subscribe and or follow me. Without further delay, let's jump in. My Quest 2 in the box. So a little quick tip there. The box container that comes in the actual Quest 2 box, and I just ripped the box bottom out, and you can actually put your Quest and store your Quest 2 in it. It actually fits perfectly. This little bump doesn't actually affect too much because it's kind of like over here, and you can kind of close that nicely and keep your Quest 2 nice and secure, as well as the camera, so any dust or anything on it, scratches and stuff like that. Anyways, that's the box. I mean, there's a little tip there for you. There's the Quest 2 itself. Let me close that nicely and get this on the top here. So overall, it is a great product, of an improvement from the Quest 1. We're going to start with just the outside first and kind of work our way in, kind of like a house. Giving you a review of everything in between, including the Elite strap, which honestly is a must buy. So unfortunately the $299 to $300 price mark, or US price mark, price is a little bit more actually, because it's $348, because honestly you have to buy this Elite strap. I mean, the one that comes with it, this one is just it's just garbage. I put it on for like 5 minutes and it reminded me of the Go, the Oculus Go, and it was just terrible. So if you don't have $48 or $50 to spare, I mean, I understand. I would say wait and save up $50 to get this strap. Really makes it or breaks it. If you do a lot of Quest gaming, long periods, you should get the Elite strap with the battery pack enabled. I do recommend that. So the differences you can see here, that the packet's a little bit bigger and has a port. I'm sure you can watch some other YouTubers that have that. The back here is actually pretty comfortable. The silicone rubber is really nice actually, and it actually feels, it kind of grips your head. So actually I usually put the Quest on with my eyes, because I have glasses, so I put my face in first, and then kind of like dial this in kind of as it moves towards my head, and it actually gives me a really good perfectly fit almost every time. So I think that should be optimal for most users. I have a small head, so it may not work for everyone. The improvement of the audio, the little I don't know if you can see the cut sides, there you go, little audio cutouts are actually a little bit larger, it looks like. I'm trying to remember, I have to go grab my Quest actually to see, but it definitely sounds better. Bass wise or subwoofer wise, it sounds a little bit better. I can actually use the built-in stock, in-ear, not, external headphones without. I don't have to use external headphones is what I'm trying to say. So it's actually pretty good overall. I mean, obviously with Beat Saber or something like, if you're using, Oculus Link and using like Half-Life Alyx or something, I would probably recommend using, an external headset. The only weird thing about the Quest 2 is that it only has one headphone jack. I did like that the Quest 1 had 2 headphone jacks, but this one only has one, which is nice, I guess, in the sense that you don't have to worry about buying specific proprietary headphones that are designed for the Quest. You can use pretty much any headphones, obviously. USB-C port seems to be almost a little bit more accessible, if anything. It also was on the right, and now it's on the left. That's another thing I noted. The button is a little bit smaller for the power button, which is good actually, because then you don't accidentally press it if it's in a travel case. Let's see, of course they don't have the IPD slider anymore, so it's all based in the glasses, so you have to move the actual inner lenses, which I hated. I have an IPD of 61, so I have to use the setting level 1. There's 3 settings, which is a pain, and I think that's going to bring a lot of people away. I'm hoping they do an IPD software adjustment added on to the Quest itself later on. But so far, I think overall comfort, improvement, and physical aspects, the Oculus Quest 2 is probably definitely an improvement. You know, if you were going to degrade it, I would do it a grade B. It's a better improvement, but they missed on some of the comfort, which really would have been using some what is it, foam. This foam material for the front is actually really comfortable, similar to the Rift S, which I prefer. Obviously, with the Quest 1, it was just atrocious, I would say, and you had to always buy some kind of facial insert and kit. But yeah, they really needed to put some foam in the back or something. That would have really, and I was hoping that this was foam instead, you know, and then they put it in the back here and kind of just it gelled, you know. But overall, aesthetics is great. Obviously, they changed. I think did they change the camera placement? I believe they did. You definitely can see tracking a little bit better. I've been playing Onward, and the weapon tracking is definitely on point on there. And then as we get to the physical, or finishing the physical aspects, let's talk about the controllers real quick. So obviously what they did is they went back to the Rift CV1 style. I love how it can lay in your hand. See my thumb or my middle finger there? It just presses right under that and just holds it without any strap. It's really nice. It feels great in your hand. The thumb button, the thumbstick is a little bit weird in positioning, but overall I think it's a definite great improvement. And I would say that the controllers are the biggest improvement of it. It's almost smaller in the sense of the ring. It's just more compact and just feels just better in your hand. The only thing I don't like, which is a weird gripe, is the fact that these Oculus Home and option button is not raised, unlike the Quest 1 controllers. Overall, just I'd say that, you know, if I were to grade the controllers a grade, I'd do it a grade A, and I'd say it passes, and with flying colors, definitely a better improvement with the controllers overall. So I'm gonna stop there and talk about the innards here. And it's funny, I have a picture on screen of the Oculus. I had a great picture of it, just a breakaway, a technical breakaway. And you can see that the front of the display, they've definitely tried to reduce in the weight overall. And I would say the last thing I can tell you, speaking physically about it, is the weight. It is definitely lighter. I can feel it less on my face, but after wearing it for about an hour, you definitely feel it, and it's still that Quest feeling. It's not a Rift S. It's definitely still standalone, and they can't really take that away. It's difficult. Overall, again, the physical aspect is great. Inside, Qualcomm XR2, and that is amazing. It really shows with all the games. The resolution per eye definitely changes everything. It's almost basically enabling all the games to have anti-aliasing, as well as just better resolution and textures. Everything just looks a lot better. If you were always feeling that the Quest 1 had some muddy visuals for everything, then the Quest 2 is for you. I had that problem, and I ended up switching to using the Rift S. I use Oculus Link a lot, and let me tell you, using Oculus Link on this, and the connection is it's just, you connect it right up to the Oculus software, and Oculus Link on the Quest 2 is much better. Of course, they've had a lot of time to work on the beta, and this is going to be coming out of beta soon. I think the biggest thing that we're going to want to focus on is the fact that the Quest 2 is going to have 90 Hz support coming soon with software updates. So I think the biggest thing that I'm going to look for is that difference. I've noticed personally, I still get a little nauseous at the end of my VR session, probably about a 45 minutes to an hour. And with that, I typically I'm going to start feeling it at 72 Hertz versus the 80 Hertz with the Rift S. Or, you know, so I'm hoping with the Quest 2 that the 90 Hertz is going to really just eliminate that factor that I always had with the Quest 1. So I'm still a Rift S fan personally, but don't take that. The Quest 2 is a great product to buy for anyone getting started with VR or an upgrade from the Quest. Continuing on with my discussion with the internal technical specifications and the review of it overall, of its internals and the improvements of it. Obviously, with what's on screen, the optics specifications for now, it's actually a single LCD display, and with that they have a great resolution per eye, 1832 by 1920. The biggest thing for what I was speaking of before I went from webcam to here is the 90 hertz refresh rate support, which is going to be really a big thing, and obviously that's what Oculus is banking on, and I am too, especially for Oculus Link. With the deprecation of the Rift S next year, I'm really getting kind of sad and disappointed with the Oculus's direction. I'm personally a big PC VR user daily, and I can tell you that there's still no quality. There's a big quality difference between using a direct connected Rift S, to your GPU with DisplayPort versus Oculus Link through USB compression. And I just wanted to get that out of the way first and foremost, talking about technical specifications of the Quest 2. There's a big difference here, showing comparing headsets. Yeah, so the biggest thing here, which blows my mind that I don't understand, is the resolution. So that's the total resolution of the LCD display for the Rift S. The difference is the resolution per eye. So it's got a more resolution per eye than the total LCD display of the Rift S. But the biggest thing here is it's the USB compression. It has to compress that video and the data overall, just audio and video, through the USB. And there really is only a theoretical limit, I think, of 450 megabits per second. And I'm probably saying that wrong, butchering my own self here with my own knowledge. But really, I just love to just describe and explain the differences, and I feel like people miss the fact that, yeah, Oculus Link is great and it worked good, but if you're like me and you see the differences, it's kind of like watching a Blu-ray movie versus just a 1080p movie. There is a difference. You can see the crispness, the uncompressed audio. That's really what it is. I guess you can say if you're like an audiophile, then the difference is going to be, you really are going to want to get a PC VR headset like a Rift S before it's gone, or the HP Reverb G2. Now, I know this video is not about those, and it's not about PC VR gaming, but I just wanted to explain a little bit about the Oculus Link and the differences. And obviously, what I'm trying to say here, too, is the fact that the Quest 2 has better internals, processor, RAM, and the resolution per eye, along with the higher refresh rate support. Oculus Link is really going to fly and soar with what they're trying to do, and that's what their objective is to replace and have that, that dream, everything VR headset, wireless and wired. And that's awesome, and I'm excited to see that for the future, but that's just not true today. After having the Quest 2 for a week, using Oculus Link a few times, there is still visual muddiness. You can see, it almost looks like, somebody just took out all the colors and removed the saturation. It almost feels like in life, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to explain in the best way, but you have to see it for yourself. Going from Quest 1 to Quest 2 with Oculus Link, it is amazing. It is much better. Quest 2 with Link is much better with the crispness. You can tell the resolution per eye definitely makes a difference. So yes, if you're looking for doing a versatile VR headset, this is for you. But if you're asking, you want to do VR, PC VR, and a little bit of wireless gaming, I would almost say save your money, buy the HP Reverb G2, or personally, I love my Rift S, buy the Rift S. So that's just my kind of review and quick 2 cents on Oculus Link with Quest 2. It is good. It's better. But I almost feel like they missed the mark with the fact that they needed to get 90 hertz refresh rate supported when they launched, and they didn't. I feel like that's going to be a Christmas present probably for us from Facebook or Oculus or whatever we call it now, Facebook Reality Labs. But I'm really excited for 90 hertz because using 72 hertz daily on a Quest 2, it's still nauseating to a degree to me, and I can't take it. It's not for me. So let me blow up the screen here and make it bigger. Overall, just the Quest 2 inside components, it's great. It's good, but it still misses some points. I mean, if you look at this technical breakdown, or diagram, I should say, in the sense of where all the components are, you'll notice, and I was gonna point this out, showing the fan here. You can hear the fan moving, and it's louder. That's blowing. It really has to cool that new XR2 chip down. I don't know if mine has a manufacturer defect, but I feel like everyone's been talking about it on the subreddit of Quest, but it's definitely an issue in the sense of, yeah, it's got to cool this new fast machine, if you know what I mean. You got to cool it somehow. And I don't know. Yeah, you tell me if you guys are having the same issues down in the comments, but I don't hear it when I'm playing, but I'll hear it if I take the headset off and put it down. So it's not a big problem. If it was making like a whirring or whining noise more than what a normal typical fan for a computer fan would, then I would say it's an issue, and that definitely you should contact Oculus support, and I've heard that folks doing on the Quest 2. So there's been some hits there and misses, of course, but those are the misses that Oculus has had so far. Manufacturer defects, I believe, with fans is my 2 cents on that issue. Overall, I haven't had any personal issues on my Quest 2. It's been fantastic. The internals obviously are upgraded. Battery-wise, speaking about battery-wise, on that next topic, yes, it is improved, but it is not great. Using Oculus Link, say for example 100%, after using it for 20 minutes, I have about an 80% charge, so not great, but better. I feel like I think I would have been probably at 75% battery after 25 minutes drain. I've noticed also, of course, that with the fan blowing, that it's not much more cooler. So I believe that also is a factor helping keep the battery also longer, because it's cooling the whole unit in general. If you look at the design, I'm trying to find, I think the battery is behind that metal shroud. I believe that would be keeping the battery cool as well. Expansion of a battery with heat also, most people say that, yes, it reduces the health of the battery. So heat, less heat to the battery is actually going to make the Quest 2 overall just last longer. And that's just my 2 cents. I think that I'm sure that that's what they put in there engineering wise for the XR2, because it's probably going to be throwing off a lot more heat than the first Snapdragon that they put in there. Yeah, that's definitely something that I noticed overall. But yeah, so giving a grade to the internals and upgrade, I would definitely give it a grade B. But it definitely missed a lot of points in the sense of, hey, we could have probably done maybe more resolution per eye or whatever, or longer battery life, or maybe a way that you can get direct connection to the GPU. And that's my hope with Oculus Link. Maybe some kind of add-on port that they might add with on Quest 2 Pro model that might come out next year. We don't know. That's just like kind of my future idea there, that I'm hoping that will happen with their Oculus Quest 2 Pro maybe, or maybe something along the lines of a new Quest 3 or something like that. But yeah, overall, I'd say that the internals are awesome. It is definitely next level hardware in that sense. Wi-Fi 6, I don't have Wi-Fi 6 access points. I do have a unified network, but I don't have any APs that have that yet. So I'll have to check to see when I can get that available. Overall, the speed is awesome. I don't really notice any difference. My Wi-Fi network and network in general is pretty robust and very similar to an enterprise network. So I don't notice any different there. Performance-wise, again, just everything just looks more crisp. It's just better. I've seen a lot of people compare it to almost like an iPhone 6 to a 6S. I wouldn't call it that. I would say it's a better upgrade. Maybe an iPhone 6 to a 7 or 8 to an, I wouldn't say a 10, but, maybe an iPhone SE to maybe an iPhone 8 maybe. I mean, Snapdragon was maybe not an SE, but the Snapdragon was pretty slow, and I feel like with a lot of games that they're coming out now, let's scroll to that section here. See if I can even scroll there. Can we do that? Oh, yeah, there we go. So let's going over here to, where is it? They don't even have it. Saints and Sinners is really high fidelity and graphics in the sense of versus the PC VR version. And then you also have Arizona Sunshine. Vertigo Games has a comparison video with Quest 1 and Quest 2, and the textures, the models, the props that they add, that the Snapdragon versus the XR2. The XR2 can handle so much more, obviously, and it just makes for a better Quest 2 experience with better games. And I feel like there's just more depth to it with every game. So, yeah, I mean, the Quest 2 is great. If you're not into VR, it's definitely something I recommend buying or gifting for this Christmas. Obviously, it's going to be a big Christmas present this year. Maybe a birthday present for myself. Just kidding. That's what it was, and that's what I did with myself here to review it for you guys. So, always appreciate some comments, subscribe, follows, all the following anytime that goes a long way. But overall, I like my Quest 2. We'll see what the future holds. Right now, the Quest 2 is young. I feel like everybody has heard everything they know about it. Overall, just giving my review for it, I think it's a great product. I do recommend it. I probably wouldn't recommend upgrading from a Quest if you're thinking about doing more daily PC VR. You might want to save your money up, like I said, for a HP Reverb G2 or just buy a Rift S. But if you're ready to pull the trigger and upgrade and you've had your Quest, or maybe you've even bought it this year like I did, honestly, it's worth it. Gift the Quest 1 to your friend, family, sell it, whatever. Or if you have a friend or a roommate or a fiance, girlfriend, whatever, you guys can play together. I highly recommend it. If you're gonna buy a Quest 2 and you have a 1, play together. That's what it's all about. Multiplayer in VR is kind of an odd just category. People don't think about it. They think of single player, but then they're like, well, how do I play with other people in the same room? Everybody can play online, but local play, well, it's all online, but you can still play in the same household if you have 2 VR headsets. More power to you, and fun. My first YouTube video really coming out in a long time, so I appreciate all the support. Hoping that there is more to bring here with the Quest 2 other than the upgraded performance. But like I said, it definitely is an improvement. And it's showing and giving you that VR experience that everyone's looking for. I feel like the Quest 1 was a good introduction, but the visuals for me, it didn't quite get it. It would be like a grade C versus where the Quest 2 for me and grade B in visuals, and really changes the game. No pun intended. Looking at the rec room, looking at say like the paintball gun or bowling ball, you can see the differences in the detail, so yeah, that's the Quest 2. That's my Quest 2 review, and hope you guys have enjoyed, and thanks for watching, and go get out there and untether your expectations. Yeah, really, seriously, if you haven't played VR, if you know of a friend who has VR or a VR headset, Quest, whatever, it doesn't have to be the Quest 2, just go ahead and try it, because VR will change your life. It can be even some great therapy. Without further ado, again, thanks for watching. See you next time.